Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries again. Thank you for joining me as always. I'm going to try and keep it kind of linear today, unlike usual, because the topic is basically I said from rack to camera. So I just want to lay out for you kind of experiences with the process of wardrobe styling from rack to camera. And then the variations, theatrical, commercial. Now, I've done basically all kinds of wardrobing, costuming, wardrobe styling, production, but not in theatrical television or episodic television. Only commercial television, feature films, and music videos. So I don't know what it's like to work on a series. Bringing me to the point that part of this experience that I will just briefly sort of skim through in the beginning comes from the fact that I've been dressed by wardrobe people since I was 6. So aside from working in it and living with it, Liz, we do have to get into her a little bit, the Dragon Lady, because she's one of the celebrities of every story that she's in. She demands it from the grave. No, I'm kidding. So where was I? I got off track there. So anyway, it comes from being dressed, watching it, observing it, and then of course my mother. So this was kind of like not, this was not Sean wanting to be Bob Mackie. This was Sean who wanted to be the cartoonist, sort of like working in his dad's, like welding shop and realizing that that's a good moneymaker and hey, I can do that. That's kind of like what wardrobe was for me. It wasn't a creative sort of passion. I just knew it and I could do it. Why? Okay, real quick, Liz, my mother, Elizabeth Brady, you can, voice Google her or whatever. Elizabeth Brady, 1960s, Elizabeth Brady, 1960s, Beverly Hills, Saks Fifth Avenue, Elizabeth Brady, whatever. Very influential woman socially on sort of a low profile level because she was really good at keeping secrets. When she was at Saks from 60 to 70, basically if your grandma lived in LA and had money, anytime in the 60s, my mother dressed her by proxy or directly. My mom did Marilyn Monroe's last summer wardrobe fitting and so on. She ran Beverly Hills in terms of clothing and style and fashion. She dictated it. So I grew up with this. Then she went, again, director, Saks Fifth Avenue, fashion director, then into television, right? She became a wardrobe stylist, sort of, made her way over there. And then became successful again. Real good at keeping secrets. My next book's coming soon, any day, actually. The prototype's in the mail. Arriving tomorrow, and that will be tomorrow's show if it arrives. I digress. So in the beginning, this is where I learned it from. My mother was, the wardrobe stylist at the time. So of course I'm observing her and I'm on the set with her. I mean, I was like a hooker for being on the set with my mother because, it was, I don't know. I just was. Like, it seemed like always. Prepping jobs or shooting jobs. Shooting, prepping, blah, 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 blah. As far back as I can remember virtually. So I'm watching, my mom was like on O.J. Simpson's rider. I'm not at all proud to brag about O.J. Simpson, but basically my mom was part of the deal when O.J. was doing the Hertz rental cars. Like my mom did all of them and he really wouldn't do them unless he knew that she was doing him. Same with Lou Rawls. None of y'all going to remember a lot of this unless you're 100 like me. Lou Rawls, an African-American jazz singer, was the spokesman for Michelob. Again, my mother did all those. My mother did Where's the Beef? My mother, Alaska Airlines, all those commercials that you love and remember, my mother did. So I, of course, learned both by networking, watching her, and being hungry, that this is something I can do. Because watching my mother work is just like, you have no idea. It was like turning on like some computer. So let's, where do I start? Commercials, videos, television, commercials. Okay, so commercials, I learned sort of celebrity handling, wrangling kind of from my mom a little bit too. Because my mom, again, was on OJ's rider, was on Lou Rawls' rider, was on Carol Lawrence, the actress performer, her rider, and I say that, not like they had riders, but it was like that. Carol Lawrence was so obsessed with this lace shit, like up to her ears, and only my mom could do like the lace look. You go with where they go, in other words, like when I did Valley Girl, for example, I'm responsible for like all the wardrobe there,